Hello, I'm Rob, and coming up on R&B Reviews, he's big, he's monstrous, and he's back. It's my review of the blockbuster Godzilla.
In 1954, we awakened something.
Well, there's nuclear tests in the Pacific. Not tests.
They were trying to kill it.
Welcome to R&B Reviews. This is the newest movie to feature the giant monster icon. He first appeared in the classic 1954 Japanese film, and since then he's appeared in, I think, about 28 movies, including an American film released back in 1998. And I remember being a kid and going out with my friend and my mom to go see this movie. And I'll be honest with you, I don't remember it too much. I haven't really seen it since. But this new film retells the origins of Godzilla in contemporary times as a terrifying force of nature. Aaron Taylor Johnson plays an American Navy officer named Ford Brody who grew up in Japan but is now living in San Francisco with his wife and son. After his father Joe, played by Bryan Cranston, is arrested for trespassing in a quarantine area in Japan, Ford finds out that his dad has evidence that a cover-up of an earthquake that happened when he was a kid at the local nuclear power plant where Joe worked was caused by a monster called a Muto that's feeding on nuclear energy. Also involved are two scientists played by Ken Watanabe and British actress Sally Hawkins. Now, normally I don't look at reviews, watch them, read them before I go see a movie, but it seemed like every time I went on the internet, Facebook or whether just searching for something on the internet, all these positive comments popped up from people saying how good this movie was, or fantastic, or that it was the best movie so far this summer. But when I did finally find time to go see this movie, I thought it was entertaining, but I felt like this was not quite the fantastic blockbuster I felt like I was set up for. I thought it had some strong pros, but some weak cons. Okay, now let's start with some of the pros. Now, Godzilla features excellent photography. The scenes taking place in the daylight are colorful. The night scenes in dark places have moody, suspenseful feel to them. The camera shots I thought were very well thought out and they fit with the scenes. And I also thought that the film featured some very great visual effects that might remind you of blockbusters of yore. And Steven Spielberg names keeps getting thrown around in a lot of these reviews. And the monsters themselves I thought had an excellent design. But I kind of found the dialogue to be very pedestrian, and I found myself not really caring about the characters at first, which surprised me because this film I thought attempted to be a character drama. We get Joe wanting to prove to his estranged son about the plans. We get Ford missing his family and so on, and at times I did not care whether to root for the humans as they're trying to stop these monsters or whether I should root for the monsters trying to take each other down. But I think by the third act I kind of cared a little bit more about Ford and his family because I started to care about what that I was hoping they would get into safety and some other things along those lines. With the acting, I thought Bryan Cranston, honestly, I kind of thought him to be kind of wasted as the father. I just kind of felt like he was cast in here because of his recent success on Breaking Bad, and of course he was in the movie Argo, an Oscar winner.
You are not fooling anybody when you say that what happened was a natural disaster. You're lying. It was not an earthquake. It wasn't a typhoon.
What's really happening is that you're hiding something out
Oscar
there.
winner. I thought performance-wise, he came across as a bit of a cartoonish madman. I mean, I've seen better acting from him. Taylor Johnson, I thought was fine as the buff Ford, and Elizabeth Olsen, who plays the wife, I thought she brought a lot of emotion to her role, and I thought she was excellent. And the scenes that she and Taylor Johnson had together, whenever they were able to get together, I thought they had great scenes between the two of them. I think people that want to see a lot of scenes with Godzilla fighting, other monsters or destroying buildings may be a little bit disappointed because while we do get some of that, some points in the movie just cuts away to other scenes as some of the fights are about to start. But the big battle that happens later on in the film, I think, is definitely one of the movie's highlights. I thought Godzilla was an amusing film. I appreciated the movie was trying to follow the current trend of, having, humans to relate to. But I felt like I did not get attached to anybody. And I think the movie's theme of mankind's arrogance, trying to control nature through science, which is brought up several times through the dialogue, I thought got lost a little bit. I think Godzilla is a great visual spectacle with excellent effects, photography, character design, and the stories involving human characters I thought kind of lacked heart, and some of their stories I thought felt kind of, I don't know, bogged down. So overall, I kind of found this movie of Godzilla to be a bit of a mixed bag. So I'm going to give it a mild seat in theaters only because I think it's a movie that, you know, you got to see on the big screen with all these visuals, but I felt like some of the story aspects and some of the characters I was kind of disappointed with. Alright, now I'm ready to open the floor to you guys. I can't wait to read some of the positive and negative comments you guys are about to throw at me. What did you think of Godzilla? Do you agree with anything that I felt? Or disagree with anything? Go ahead and post your comments, and if you're interested, why don't you go ahead and check out the main page of R&B Reviews and look at some other reviews of movies that are in theaters as well as out on DVD. And if you're interested, consider being a subscriber. Alright, thank you very much for watching.